The Cabinet Secretary knows that Liberal Democrats will always be constructive, as we have been for a number of years. Because the housing emergency is an emergency and we are still in the midst of it. But she hasn't answered the questions. She hasn't answered the questions about this being potentially a subsidy for those who can already afford to buy their own home. So can I give her another chance to explain what measures, what lessons has she learnt from previous schemes so that that does not happen?
The Secretary.
Well, let me try again for Willie Rennie, and I'm sure he'll tell me if I've not succeeded once again. But one of the important aspects of the lessons that we've learned is around that 300,000 property value limit that we have on it. It is important that this is much more targeted because of that than the schemes we've had previously, and that will ensure that the scheme is targeted and is there, yes, for those right across Scotland, but for those that are buying their first time house at the lower end of the market. So I appreciate there will be other ways that members may wish this scheme to be, for different criteria to be included in this scheme. I have a preference for this to be as simple as possible, both for the buyer and those lenders that will be taking part, of course, in the wider transaction that will be going on. If Mr Rennie is still not convinced, and I'm looking at his face and thinking not, but if he's still not convinced, again, I would be happy to work with him as I've done in the past, because it is important that we get the most out of this scheme and support those right across Scotland that need the support. This fund, I do believe, does that because of the changes and the lessons we've learned from the past. But again, happy to work with him in the future further around if he's yet to be convinced by my argument, Presiding Officer.